Live. Yay.
Hey
Everyone, what's up?
This is the
This is the
Retro Ranger
Retro
wrap
Ranger
up, and
wrap
we
up,
are
and we are
into
into
Lost
Lost
Galaxy. This
Galaxy.
is our
This is
second
our
week
second
of
week of
Lost
Lost
Galaxy.
Actually,
Galaxy.
no, I'm gonna do one more thing. Elle, keep talking.
Welcome. We survived.
What?
He said he's
What?
gonna do one more
He
thing.
said he's gonna do one
So
more
it's gonna
thing.
be ready for it.
So it's
Well,
gonna be ready for it.
I'm
Well,
glad
welcome.
that we are
I'm glad
here,
that we
and
are
we have
here,
made it to the
and
second
we have
week.
made it to the second
There's a
week.
lot
There's
happening
a
on these
lot
three
happening on
episodes,
these three
and
episodes,
I'm
and
excited
I'm
to discuss them.
excited to discuss them.
Now, the thing is,
Now,
we
the thing
just
is,
got off
we
of
just
being
got off
introduced
of
to
being
who
introduced
they
to
are
who they
and
are
just
and
what's going on with
just
them.
what's
But
going
now
on with
we're
them.
getting
But
a little
now
bit
we're getting
more
a
as
little
far
bit
as
more as far as what makes them a complete Ranger team, and that is what is pretty cool. And I'm glad that that's what we got into on these three episodes. So
Well, I don't know if we really got into it a whole great deal, to be honest. But I don't know. I'm such a proponent of like character development and character complexity. I feel like Power Rangers will never satiate that need outside of a movie, but we'll see. We'll see how this season goes.
they're saying there's an echo.
Yeah, that's what I was fixing.
Okay, I see.
You guys were coming through my mic, so now we should be better.
Oh.
I hope.
Let us know if
Blackwing
we
says
still have
perfect.
that echo issue.
Blackwing says perfect. Thank you very much, Blackwing. We definitely do appreciate that. We definitely do appreciate when you guys are quick to tell us what's happening, what you see that may be wrong, and also being able to tell us, hey, things have been fixed. We definitely
Yes.
appreciate it. So thank you
Yeah,
guys
you know
again.
what else I just realized? You're a little you're a little
Yeah,
like squashed. I think your video is a weird size. I don't know
I
why.
think so. And I'm wondering, like,
He
is
looks
it
fine
probably
to me
because
on Skype.
no,
Yeah, on Skype he looks fine.
no,
His video is like a weird square shape though.
yeah, it is. Like, I'm wondering if I turn off the background, will it change?
I don't know. If not, I can fix it on my end, sort of. Nope, you're still
We'll see.
square.
Does it look weird now?
Yeah,
So square? Then I'm
go
going
back
back
to
to
the
my
background.
background.
I'll fix it here while you guys are talking.
Yeah, look at me,
Daniel,
guys.
what is your background this week, by the way?
My background, I don't know. It's like outer world, or something like that. That's what it is. So I was like, oh, all right, cool. It looks spacey, so I'll pick it. And I forgot, like, oh my god, I need to download backgrounds because now I'm using the laptop instead of using my phone. So I use my phone for my notes. So I should have been doing that the whole time because then I just have like really cool backgrounds. I'm gonna have people like make stuff. Like, in fact, hey, you guys watching, if any of you are creative and you want to be able to showcase your art, send it to me, and I will be able to pick. Guys, that's what I'm asking you to do. In fact, and send it over to us. We'll hold one's good, and we'll pick them for backgrounds. So let's kind of do that. Let's get interactive. Let's do some more stuff. So please
And let us show off your creativity. We always love to know if you have like secret hidden talents as far as art, as far as music, any of that. If you ever want to make stuff for us, man, we are trying to build up the Illuminati, and we will take whatever we can get.
Heck yeah, like I've been
Now Daniel's video is completely
I
gone.
mean, dude, send us some art. Yeah, what the heck happened, man? Well, I am right here. Dude. Josh, you hate
Well,
me.
we have some issues in our morphing grid, but I'm kind of curious for those of you in the chat, who's your favorite character of this particular season? And you don't have to explain why yet, because I'm kind of curious to get to know them a little bit more. But I still feel like after these 3 episodes, I feel like Kai's personality is pretty well developed, like immediately, as far as like being like, I'm a rule follower. This is what we do, And then we have Leo, who breaks all the rules.
Is Kai a rule follower though?
We have Maya, who is, I think that is his natural inclinations. He's willing to bend the rules, obviously, to be a team player, but not necessarily. He's not Leo. That's for dang sure. I feel like Leo and him are definitely foils for each other. I don't know. I'm most interested in Maya, like right off the bat. But for those of you in chat, let me know. I kind of want to read something. My YouTube finally loaded, and I can finally see this chat. So Mikey Nerd Talk does say Leo. Thomas Franco, obviously Leo. Leo and Damon for Thomas Franco. Blackwing is Damon. Leia likes Kendricks and Kai. So Leo is a big one. I hope he grows on me because right now he is the opposite of my personality, and I don't quite like him yet. So I'm excited to see where he goes.
I don't not like Leo. I kind of like Kai, but I really like Damon. I think out of all of them, Damon is currently my favorite.
He's
He
the most
is.
useful. Like hands down, like there is no Power Rangers series right now without Damon. Like he is definitely the most resourceful, the most useful, and kind of seeming like the most intelligent to me. But
Agreed. Agreed.
Daniel, what about you? Who do you like?
is
Well,
Daniel
honestly,
a Skype icon?
yeah, I'm a Skype icon. I'm like, I even
I'm
turned off
sorry,
my
my
camera, turned it
YouTube
back
just
on.
loaded.
Yeah, I turned my camera off and turned it back on. I'm like, what happened? It's just this way now. I don't know. But for me, if we're talking about like what Leo or how I feel about,
And who's your favorite? Do you have like a favorite character so far in these 5 episodes that we've watched? Even though we didn't dive into the 3 for this week yet.
kind of unfortunate, but no, I don't have a favorite. That's weird to say, but I honestly don't. I was trying to figure out if maybe I do, but no one's really grown on me in a way that I'm like, yeah, I like their actions. I like what they've done. At moments, I could say Kai. So if I have to pick one, I'll say Kai.
All right. So a lot of people are saying Leo. I'm super curious, maybe because he is the leader.
He's a Red Ranger. I hope that's not the reason why, but I know most likely all the audience has already seen it, so they have a justified reason. So I'm already like, okay, let's see what he's gonna shine with, because he can't be all bad if so many people are like, yeah, I like Leo.
Yeah, and it's like Layla does mention like his name has a deeper meaning, so I wonder if it's that association with his lion Zord, because you always think of Leo the lion being a big thing.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was
Yeah,
exactly.
I was kind of curious.
Yeah, I
I feel like that would have been more appropriate for like zodiac signs. I wonder, is there a Power Rangers dealing with like zodiac, like American zodiac signs, as opposed to like the Chinese zodiac? That would be kind of fun.
Maybe.
Oh man, I feel like my camera quality is like really poor. I wonder if it's my internet.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sorry,
like it could be your internet. It could be my internet. Because I'm in a brand new place right now. I don't know if I've talked about this on the stream, but I moved last week. So I'm in a new place. I know we have had a couple of issues with our internet here, but I've got a full connection, so I don't know.
Fire Drake were talking, so it might be an internet, some sort of internet connection between the 3 of us. And Daniel is still a Skype icon.
Yeah, which is weird.
But Daniel is with us. He does have his blurred background on.
Yeah, I'm playing around with backgrounds. I'm like, I don't know.
We're sorry, guys. Every time we start up a stream, there's going to be like some challenges since we're doing everything remotely now. I don't see Daniel at all
on my end.
Really?
Yeah. I see Daniel.
Oh,
he did switch cameras with you. I don't know if that makes a difference on my phone that we're chatting, but so Blackwing does say Q Ranger does deal with space and zodiacs, which is kind of interesting. Just to like, I don't know,
that
change
gives
it
a
up a little bit.
Info. Yeah, when you think about
I feel like the names could like play into that. Would be super fun, but we're going to have a shorter stream today, guys. I think we are having technical issues. We're going to try to get out of here around 5:45. So I feel like Daniel is a Skype icon, but he is here. I hope you guys can hear him. Let's just jump into our 3 episodes. Let's get into it. Our first one is Race to the Rescue. What kind of notes do you have on this, Daniel? Because I know you take notes every week. So.
All right, guys. Immediately, the first thing is like for me. Oh, I get it. Good job, Josh.
I had to do something.
Josh, he picked the Battlestar
Galactica.
Yeah, genius. I should have just sent you my my logo, my icon. Yeah. You could have put it up there.
I know. We should have get that still image of Daniel up there.
Okay, but so first thing, in my notes I write immediately, what did I miss? Because is Maya part of the academy, like that soldier force now? Like, when did this happen? What the heck? And then how did they bring the ship back to the museum area without having to explain anything to the police. And then last but not least, do people know that they are the Power Rangers? Like, these were the first thoughts running in my head from like minute one all the way to minute 50. Those were the thoughts in my head.
Well, wait. Now,
I have to agree with you. I actually had those same questions.
I've got a question about the ship. Was the museum on the Terra Venture, or was the museum on Earth? I thought the museum was on Earth.
It was on Earth. I thought it was on Earth, and it's the megaship from in space.
Right.
So I also had those same questions of like, did it go back to Earth? And also, who is in that? What is it? Their academy, their Terra Venture or whatever. So there's a big ship that takes people from Earth and is looking for a new planet to colonize, and that's where Kai and Kendricks are from, right? And then so we have Leo that was trying to get on that ship to be with his brother Mike,
Right.
and Maya, who is completely
from that planet in the other galaxy.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, okay, see, like, Thomas Franco saying it, like, yeah, hey, Maya's from another planet. I know that part. The thing is, now we're dealing with what's the after effects. See, Thomas, what I'm thinking is, almost everyone is almost accounted for on the ship, and they automatically ask for your ID, which we'll find out later. So, with that being the case, did they make her an ID? Is she like a diplomat? Did they explain what happened, or did they just say, "Hey, just come on, nobody's gonna notice"?
But also,
like, are they on the big ship or are they on the mega ship still? Like, are they still in the Power Rangers mega ship? Because every time we see Myra and
they were on Terra Venture, because when we started the episode, she has a little clipboard and she's looking at something, and they're in Terra Venture. Like,
also Damon too, because Damon wasn't supposed to be on Terra Venture. He was on the ship back on Earth.
Yeah, he's a mechanic. Yeah. But then again, I mean, we see later on the show, he's like, "Oh, but hold on, I'm the mechanic." So I'm like, did they recruit him and turn him into the mechanic for the ship? Like, these are holes that they don't explain, and they're just like, "Here it is."
There were a few plot holes that I saw in these episodes. Because I mean, not only those things, but like I'm gonna jump around through the episodes that we were watching. All three of these episodes are kind of blending together for me right now. So I apologize for all of the jumping around I'm going to be doing. But in the episode where the Quasar Sabers got stolen, they go away. Leo gets them back, but then he substituted them with fakes that he got from the other Rangers. Where did the fakes come from? And when did he meet the other Rangers to make that swap?
Well, that happens like when they do like thief movies or something, and they're like, "Well, actually, what we really did was," and then some cool jazz music plays,
right.
And
but
you have Brad Pitt walk through
usually
stuff.
Usually, like, there's a thing where it's like, okay, here's the plan. And they're walking through, and then you see that here's what actually happened at the same time all this other stuff was going on. I don't know what was going on when he was making that change, or when they were forging the duplicate swords.
Yeah, true. I didn't see them like forge those fake swords or anything like that. That is very true, and it is kind of like a wonder of, well, then, I know you guys just said that was the plan, but did you guys just come up with it at the last minute because you guys didn't know what else to do, and they were just like, "Yeah, that sounds great. They'll love it. It's for kids." Like, is that just it? Then later, here we are years later, and we're freaking out over like, "Hey, there's a plot hole."
I mean, I did enjoy that episode though. Like I feel like all the, like, I understand that all these episodes are also they're still set up for the rest of the season, because obviously we meet the Galactabeasts, and we see them a little bit more individually here. We in this final episode, we see the Galaxy Megazord. So all of this is still kind of set up, even though that last episode was more or less with the kid that was the stowaway, but there was still like 3 or 4 minutes of plot development that happened in each of these.
mean, okay, so Blackwing over here says, never question the logic in Power Rangers. We talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
You guys in chat know that too, that there are going to be plot holes. This one is probably one of the more glaring in all of the seasons so far, I feel like. Also because Kai and Kendricks actually have military duties or commander duties. I'm not exactly sure what to place them in. And when they're leaving, I feel like it would be appropriate to say, like, hey, I'm on a new mission. We have this thing. Because that could seriously jeopardize the missions that they have, you know, when they're going into battle and doing all this stuff. And, like, that's worrisome.
Right,
but
and that also ties
know,
into what I was saying before about, like, how Kai makes it seem like he's the guy who's the rule follower, but he's not telling anyone that they're storing the Astro Mega ship on Terra Nova or Terra Venture.
But someone has to know, like, you can't have, like, a full on ship and nobody
right, and no one
it.
knows that this other ship is just there.
See, but I think Layla has the key because she says Power Rangers has been giving logic and physics the double middle finger for damn near 30 years. We can't question it anymore. We should have done it 30 years ago.
But this one, I feel like certain plot holes I'm able to overlook, especially like when I'm dealing with shows that are, you know, geared towards children. This one, like, I was super kind of confused, like you're saying with the swords, like, where did he get the duplicates? How does anyone know where anyone is at any given time? Like, what are their duties? How do they make money? Or, like, I get it where Kai and Kendricks, like, you know, they were sent on this mission, so obviously that's why they're there. But then Leo comes around and it's like, you weren't even supposed to be into space, so how are you on the spaceship? And then the kid is there, so obviously it's really easy to break in and get on this space expedition. If like a young child can hack the system and just be on the ship and then be like, I miss my mom. I got messed
like
up.
as soon as
Like,
he
I don't know,
as soon
it's
as that
weird.
kid showed up, like, I knew that the Power Rangers were going to drop him off on Earth, because if that didn't happen, it just would have been like, what the fuck? Like, we know that they can travel. Like, you know, it's funny because the commander was talking about how they have limited fuel on the ship, but yet the Astro Mega ship can go wherever. Like, it's almost,
and like they can teleport.
right. It's almost a non-issue that the ship doesn't have enough fuel, because they've got this ship on board that apparently no one else knows is there, that has enough fuel to get them to wherever they need to go.
Yeah, I mean, it can always go ahead and stop and get more fuel and bring it to them. And they're like, oh,
Right.
we're happy. Oh, we don't have food. Yeah, well, here you go. Found food for you. Like, you know, that will always be there. But the thing is, there are things that happen where you're like, wait, why don't you just? But, you know, if they had the answer, it wouldn't be an episode.
Right, yeah, exactly.
And that's the thing.
That's
sometimes,
the answer.
but sometimes it drives me insane. Because
the answer
like,
for most of these questions is because it's in the script.
Right, because like with the kid, when he's like, oh no, I'm lost and I'm here and I'm never going to get home, I immediately, in my head, apparently, I didn't know until I watched the whole episode, the resolution, I fast forwarded in my head all the way to it, like, oh, they should just put the kid in an Astro ship or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
And come right back. Bada bing, bada boom. That'll be it, right? That's all I'm thinking to myself. And then at the end, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna take you home," and I was like, "Oh, well then,
well,
we are. We got it." Yeah, like, So you guys just didn't want to tell this kid a long time ago, like, you know, oh, we just watch him. We wanted to watch him squirm and like feel horrible about everything. Like, nah, get the kid out.
Yeah, right? Because like when the commander,
what happened to the Galaxy gliders? They have these new power wheel jet ski looking things, and it's like, man, definitely downgraded with that.
maybe the Galaxy gliders went. Maybe the Galaxy gliders went with the old Zords. I don't know. Or maybe they're in another museum.
Well, now I have a little bit of a question, since we're talking about like vehicles and blah blah and yada yada. Yeah. So the Galactabeasts.
Okay, I did want to get into that too.
Here,
We talked
I've
about
actually
it a little
got
bit last week about them going back to regular animals, but I'm kind of curious, especially for those of you in the chat. Do you guys have a favorite slash what is it? Galactazord? Galactazords? Am I saying that right?
Well, the Galactabeasts. They're just called Galactabeasts.
Because they have the beast, but then when they turn into Zord form later, they become the Galactazords. When they have like their
do they turn into Zord?
Yeah, so
Isn't
the
that at the end of the
the
third one?
the
So
dagger. Now that
That's
they've
what
got the trans
Oh yeah, that's
daggers,
right.
the
the
trans
dag-
daggers
Right,
allow
that's
them
right.
to transform into the robots. Like I had to rewind and
Yeah.
I had to watch that a couple of times because what I thought was happening was after they had been transformed back from stone. I
Yeah.
like I guess I zoned out or wasn't paying attention for a
I
second,
I definitely
and I thought that when they were transformed back from stone, I thought they came out as the robots, thinking, okay, well maybe the stone transformed them, and that's now how they're changing. Because I personally I like the regular animal form better.
I do not. I think they
Really?
look a little bit hokey. My least favorite, I gotta be honest, the kitty cat, that weird
Ugh,
hairless kitty cat looking
that
thing.
thing is
That thing is
scary.
Wait, do I
terrifying
have
in
that?
its
This one. There
Oh,
Galactabeast
we go.
form. The pink one is
oh God, come on.
definitely my least favorite one. I like the one that looks like Rodan though.
That's the
Whatever animal, the bird
condor.
one.
It's a condor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it looks so
That's a
much like
condor?
Rodan from
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
Godzilla
It kind of looks like
series.
it
Like
looks more like a
that
dragon.
one for sure is my favorite. And
The
then
cat one
the
kind of looks
gorilla
like.
one, the gorilla one looks like a transformer to me when
Yeah,
it
he kind of looks
has
like
the
a beast morphers.
CGI form. Yeah. Oh
Ah,
god, that cat though is like definitely my least favorite. And I love fuzzy animals, and that shit terrifies me.
I see. I didn't like
But those of you in the chat, do you have a favorite?
when they transformed into the robot form. Like they all just got like here. They still look like they kind of look like people in suits, but when they transformed into the robots and they were showing the morph sequence, they really just kind of looked like toys to me.
I
yeah,
mean, they've
yeah.
always been toys though. Like, I mean, Power Rangers is no joke. They'll use the toys like in
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
series when they need to film certain things. So it is part of their marketing. But
See, okay,
yeah,
but
and I feel like the Condor one, like Rodan, when he transforms into his robot face, like his neck gets long and he looks like a turkey. Like it's not my favorite. Like that one for sure
like,
in
no.
robot form does not look as good.
What did you guys think
Okay,
of
so
the villains in these episodes?
oh,
I
but
love
like,
Elvis Lobster.
He
I
was
still had
I
absolutely my
love
favorite. Absolutely
yeah,
my
I
favorite.
I
love
still
that.
had some questions or some comments concerning Galactabeasts. So,
Okay, what do we
okay,
got?
so they're sentient, right? So they happen to be a little bit departure from what we've had from Zords before. But the thing is, with them, like they're very similar to, I guess, the Dragon Zord, which
Yeah,
was sentient. Here's a question: what happened to the Dragon Zord?
fell in lava and died.
I didn't. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what happened. Maybe one of you guys know in the audience, and you guys can let us know because I forgot. The dragon didn't like fall apart and die during some fight or something. Because if so, that means
Oh,
Did he die
Daniel's
with the rest
video
of the
is
Zords though? Because the
back.
other Zords fell. Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Because I'm
Because
like,
the other
yo, so
Zords, they
is
were
the dragon
destroyed
sword?
in lava. Was the
Yeah.
Dragon
So
Zord not part of that?
I don't think so,
Or
and I
did I
hope
just lump it
not.
in?
I hope not because the dragon sword is sentient. It's alive, so I hope it didn't die in that lava where it's like, ah, like it's literally dying, while the other ones are kind of reacting because they've been connected so long with the Rangers. But the Dragon Zord from Jump is sentient, so it's just like, ah, like I'm melting. Someone save me! Like
You
literally, and they're
know,
just like, oh
it,
no, look at those robots go, and he's like, oh god, I can feel this. Like I always wondered. Did he die? And did he die with the rest of them falling in that lava? And if so, we literally just watched the death of an actual being on Power Rangers. Just wanted to bring that up.
you know,
Just
it's.
remember that, guys.
I'm just gonna say it
Just kind
probably had it
of not
coming for
necessarily
some reason.
deaths, but disappearances.
Oh,
I
here
don't
we go.
know. Like we've seen people come and go. Like where is Blue Centurion? Where is what's his name? The guy that I don't like that
Oh,
lives in a
my
lamp.
buddy, my buddy Ninjor.
We don't know what happened to him. Apparently, like Storm Chaser and Lightning Cruiser or whatever, they're still alive and sentient and driving, people around, I guess.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of plot holes, but man, what did you guys think of the Megazord? What did you think about the Megazord or Galactazord or whatever it's called now?
Let's see. Let me pull a picture of this guy up here.
I think I kind of like glazed over it because I was watching, but I don't remember it.
I don't like
I
the
do-
two heads because red turns into the head form and it like opens up and reveals like a yellow face. But then blue, the gorilla, the head is like in the stomach crotch area.
Yeah, it kind of
but
looks
it's
like
legs.
yeah, it's a
And
little
it
bit like
was like a
Krang.
belt buckle.
Oh.
I don't like it looks pretty good and is in like the form of traditional Megazords. The bottom half with the extra face coming out of the belt buckle is kind of scary to me. I don't know. Maybe that's just a me thing. I don't like the two heads.
I don't think it's just a you thing. You're completely right. There shouldn't be
See,
a head
again,
in the midsection. It makes no sense to me. I don't want to see a head in the stomach.
I will refer back to my preference for the Galactabeasts who have remained in their regular animal form. Because imagine how dope this thing would have looked if they would have just like stayed like flesh.
Or if they all just got
They
together.
are inside of the animals in like their intestines and they're like maneuvering them. That's a little too gruesome for our age audience, guys.
They're like, let's form the mega galactic beast, and they all look.
We're getting more glitches as we're speaking. Thanks,
Yeah,
Fire Drake.
it's gotta be an internet thing.
It's like,
I kind of see that too. It probably is. I can see it also lagging on video. Also, Daniel's face looks really stretched out. Like you were in like a.
It's because whatever's weird with this video.
But I'm just kind of like, okay, so. Yeah.
It's okay. At least like you're not like 8-bit pixelated what I look like right now. Hey there, Newville, what's up?
Things are happening.
We are talking about crazy stuff. We are all over the place with the 3 episodes that we're talking about. What did you guys think of? Okay, go ahead, Daniel.
I was gonna say about the Zords, like, they're like, all right, let's form the super mega whatever Galactabeast. Like they all look at each other, and then we go to a hard cut. And it's like just like it has the gorilla head, and it's just wearing a trench coat, and it's like all of them inside of like a trench coat. They're like, you're like, wait, what the hell? And it's like, why is it so tall?
I know
like,
they're just like stacked on each other.
All sitting on each other's shoulders.
I know that it's just kind of understood that once the Rangers transform or morph, that they kind of just know all of this stuff. But I do wish that was something that was kind of addressed. Like at least like one of them says, how do I know how to do this? Or I have all this information on things I didn't know before. Just something to clue us into the fact that they have knowledge that they didn't have before. Because otherwise, it's just like, wait, how do they know how to do that? Like this morph sequence that makes them change, or how do they know how to control the Zords, or like any of these things? It's just it's one of those things where like I know that this is a thing, but I would just like to have that at least like mentioned. I don't know why, but
funny thing is there will be I guess a few seasons from now where they have an episode where they ask the questions that you always ask. Why is it when they morph there's a power like why is there an explosion every time we morph? Why is this? They literally ask it on the show. Then it's given answers. But well, that's actually the power runoff because there's so much power that's condensed when all of you morph together, blah blah blah, and it has to have a trail off. And that's why the fire explosion. Like it was like, yo, they took some time with that.
So we'll be there in 3 years.
That's actually pretty dope. Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Blackwing does have a question. He is asking, when it comes to Zords, do you guys prefer vehicles or animals, a mixture of both? Like, if you could create your own Zords, what would you guys prefer?
That's a good question. I
don't know. I definitely did not like the houses coming together for a Zord. That was probably one of the lamest for me when the buildings came together. That one was a no-go. I definitely do not like so I'm probably against my favorite. These animals look janky to me. Like, I don't know. I'm all about dinosaurs. Like, I love dinosaurs, so I'm always biased towards Mighty Morphin, especially since these suits are kind of like a callback to the Mighty Morphin suits. Like these, oh god, that cat just looks janky. It looks like something you picked up at a thrift store, dipped in glue, and put some fuzz on it. Like it is hideous. Like
they spent so much effort on all of the other animals. So definitely not these animals, but probably
Okay,
animals.
so my answer is I would go the famous 1980s cartoon Turbo Teen route, where the Rangers themselves actually morph into the robots and then grow into the Megazord.
Wait, what? What?
That is naughty, Josh. You cannot have these humans combine themselves into a
That would be
No,
great.
no, I
you
am
have a
not.
robot.
No.
We
Josh,
that is
no.
not children appropriate. Josh's idea is already nixed, but if you guys want to make
Josh,
some
that
fanfic about that, by all
that
means.
that literally sounds like almost a mixture of what Elle said about finding this thing in a thrift shop and you dipped it in glue and put pieces together. It sounds like one of those cliche things where they're like, oh God, here goes that single father who's really bad. Like, oh, the kids are over his house this weekend and it's Christmas, and he's like, oh God, he has to get gifts. So he runs to the thrift shop, dips the toys in the glue and puts shit on it and says, "Here you go."
Like,
And then he has to
haven't you
come up with
seen
a story. He has to come up with a story of wait. He has to come up with a story of what they are, and that's where he comes up with Josh's thing. Oh, you know what, these Rangers, they're Rangers, and then they turn when they morph, they turn into these robots, and then they merge, and blah blah blah. And the kids are just like, ah! And he's like, nailed it. It's like it's a horrible.
Yeah,
dude.
it's small
It's
soldiers.
so bad. Oh, hey, yo, that movie had a little bit of like freakish kind of like
Yeah, you know,
some
like
of
with
the like there was like a beast
there was like the Barbie head that was on like the weird spider razor creature thing.
Yeah, man.
Toy Story, like
Yeah, I think
Sid's
that's where they got it
creation.
from.
Yeah.
I think that's where they got it from. Nightmarish, dude. Not
Yeah,
a fan. But if I had to pick,
that's what I would do.
but if I had to pick, going back to that question, I liked vehicles. I don't like the animal things, blah blah. I loved when it was, hey, a spaceship. I love that. I was like that.
Oh, interesting.
That just worked. Here's the spaceship, and it turns into the Zord. That's what I like. I didn't like the animal. I didn't like blah blah. That was good. That was dope. It made
I just
sense.
wish the animals stuck to a theme. If the animals could stick to a theme, like if the dinosaurs were actually all dinosaurs, and then they did like Aquatar, and it was all like sea creatures, and then when you get to Jungle Fury, and it's actually jungle creatures, like I feel like that could create a cohesive look. Oh no, gravity! I hate having cords. Go on. Well, I adjust my life really quick.
I'm getting segueing for just a second here. We've only got a few minutes left, but I just wanted to bring this up because yesterday after I finished like moving a bunch of my stuff in and setting some of my stuff up, I just needed to like zone out for a while. I ended up binging the entire first season of Transformers: The War for Cybertron on Netflix.
Oh my god, best
It
show,
is so
best
good.
show ever right now.
It is so good. So if you, I know some of you guys like Transformers stuff because I know Jezra was talking about it last week or the week before. You should definitely watch it because it is really good.
Look, and if it's any like kind of like consultation, it should let you guys know that hey, Hasbro has a development team that is doing something good because that show is TVY7. And the stuff that happens in it, I'm kind of like, wow, this is TVY7. Like, there's a moment where he calls Bumblebee, he says, oh, he's a pain in the A. He says the actual
well,
and here. They said it here. He says, oh, Bumblebee's a pain in the ass. And I was like TVY7.
Like the original Transformers animated movie from '87, like die. Like not necessarily.
Are we doing a show on Transformers?
I know.
Like
I know
Jezra
Jezra wants to. I don't know how far along in the process he is, but it would definitely be a good idea.
Dude,
I do have other questions about Power Rangers though that I really need to get cleared up in our last couple of minutes. Who the heck is Trakina?
Right, she just like
she's. How did the scorpion crab monster give birth to a human?
Well, no,
or is this like a Gamora kind of like, and I'm Thanos and I just my daughter?
No, you see her. She's got some of like the bug exoskeletons on her body and
But it
everything.
looks like a suit like
Yeah,
Scorpina.
yeah.
Like Scorpina
Yeah,
was a
it does.
human that happened to be wearing like gold armored plating.
Yeah,
But I wouldn't say she was birthed from a scorpion.
no, but remember, Scorpina is like, remember when she turns into a monster, she
She
looks
was,
like a
but that's
monster.
what scared me because I didn't know that she was an alien
That's
or a
true.
monster. I
That's
thought
true.
she was a human woman, and I'm guessing this like Chirkina. I'm sorry, I
Turkina.
mispronounce names all over the place. I
That's
barely know
right.
the Rangers' names at this part.
I don't
But yeah,
know,
like,
little
where
Kim.
did
I
she
don't know
come
what.
from? Is she the big bad? Like, because she looks like a better big
No,
No, I'm
bad
pretty
than
sure
the crab
Scorpius is the
monster.
bad guy,
right? No, but the
or
crab.
the big
Yeah,
bad
yeah.
guy anyway.
Scorpius is the bad guy.
Like the tiny crab thing that looks like I
Yes.
could just rip off its head and
Well,
eat
well,
it out of
I
its
think
teeth. Like,
I
he's the
swear to
equivalent
God,
of like Dark Spectre.
but Dark
I
Spectre
wouldn't give
looked
him that
menacing. Like
much.
this guy
I
looks
wouldn't give him that
delicious.
much. He's like the he's like equated to I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't want to say like, oh, he's Goldar that made it lucky. You know, like that's pretty much where it feels like to me. Like he's Goldar, but somehow he just happened to be in the right place at the right time. You know, he was like, he's Bert. He's in the room where it happened, and now he's somebody big, because who would be intimidated by him? You're like, oh no, it's that he's dead. You know, and then his daughter, I don't know how.
Like, where did she come from? Like, was she introduced in those other two
No,
episodes, or
I think episode 3 was the first. Yeah, episode
this
3
was
was the
the
first one that we
introduction?
saw her. Yeah, I can.
Okay. And there was no
Yeah.
explanation. She didn't get to have any battle action. It was just so bizarre to me. I don't know. I
I
felt like I
can
missed.
I can maybe explain it. You should look up
Okay.
and possibly watch a movie from the, I think it was like the late 90s, called Meet the Applegates.
I'm not gonna watch it, Josh.
Nope.
I don't watch movies, man.
It's about insect people.
I thought you were gonna give me an actual Power Rangers
Right, man.
explanation and not like a third party universe of how this. I don't know, but I'm excited about her. Like I out of all these 3 episodes, for those of you, go ahead and give us your ratings for each of the 3 episodes, or all 3 combined. Combining them doesn't really make sense because they're all separate. But let us know.
While they're doing that, I just want to mention a few things too. Also, the trans daggers. So the trans daggers
Yes.
were always part of Rangers because they didn't tell us that. It was like the thief bad guy was like, haha, I've got these trans daggers. We've never heard of them before. And then the Rangers happen to get them.
Star power.
Yes, and it's like, so if it works with the Ranger power that they already have, that means it was supposed to always be for the Ranger thing. When are they going to tell us that the swords and the daggers were supposed to be together, but somehow when they stuck the swords in the stone to protect them, they also scattered the trans daggers around the galaxy? Like, I just made that up, and that really sounds good. So I'm just like, I think that's probably what they did, but why didn't they tell us that? And then also, the names for the trans daggers, I get they're like all having to deal with space, but it still sounds like it's all over the place. They have the Magna, the Trans, the Cosmo, the Delta, the Beta. It's like I get all these are like kind of like the prefixes of things concerning space, but it's still all over the place.
Trans is a
and I
prefix
was
for
confused.
transformation, because the daggers
Transformation,
they
yes,
transform
yes.
the
Exactly.
Galactabeasts.
See, yeah, and then the Cosmo, Delta, Beta, yes, and Magna are all like, kind of slightly spatial.
Wait.
So I had to look it up.
Sorry.
Like, wait a minute.
Thomas
hold on
Franco
here.
was saying that the Quasar Sabers turn into the Trans Daggers, but that doesn't make any sense because the Trans Dagger, the thief villain had the Trans Daggers while the Rangers had the Quasar Sabers. So how do they turn into one another if they're separate things?
They exist separate. Yeah, true. That's not right at all. I don't
Unless
think so.
that happens in a later episode. But yeah, I was kind of confused about that too, because the daggers are part of their holster on their costumes.
Yeah.
And the swords just magically appear or disappear as needed. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. The trans daggers too, I hate relating everything back to Mighty Morphin, but it really was, where it's like the arrow, the daggers, like the sword. And this is one of the first times I feel like I got juked on having a cool sword. His like doesn't expand or anything. He's like dagger.
yeah. Everybody else.
But it's so short.
He's like,
like everyone else's expands and like turns into something crazy, or at least comes apart into two, and he's just like dagger powers. I was like, whoa, red got chipped on this one.
Yeah, what's they split and they're like claws. This one has a gun. This one has this, and he's like a handle. They're like, yeah, congratulations. He's like, but like Blackwing says, they are secondary weapons.
Yeah,
the Rangers always have secondary weapons. They had blasters, and then they had blah blah blah. So yeah, it's I get it. It's a lot when you really put it all together, and you're just like, look, guys, it's a kid show, and we're already having problems and plot holes. Let's not throw these other things in, because it's just, what are you doing? It gets there.
So
So Daniel, what would you rate these episodes?
Oh boy. Okay.
We do have to wrap up fairly quickly, but
putting them all together, trying to rate these episodes, all three of them, they will get a really. We got some origin stuff in there. I'm being nice because I want to give it 2.5.
All right. What about you, Josh? What would you?
On average,
they're messed
for the
up
three,
for you, so.
I'm gonna give it a 3. Like all three of them. I thought the one with the homesick kid was a little weaker than the other two. But overall, like just I feel like Lobster Elvis kind of makes up for all of that. Just because,
right?
Because like if I was to give that episode a 5 just because of Lobster Elvis, like that raises the bar for the other two, like automatically. And what about you?
I don't know. Like I like being introduced to all the new like Zords and the animals and all the weapons that the Power Rangers get to use. I agree with Josh that the homesick kid definitely ranks lower. The rookie in red, man, I still don't like Leo. I'm hoping he can win me over, but I just feel like his whole story arc of like, I'm doing this for my brother, I'm training for my brother, and then can't get up on time, can't listen to basic instructions, forgets to lock a door, doesn't even shut the door. Like,
no,
but you're
a moron.
At least at the end of the episode, he recognized that he wasn't cut out for it.
But he was still being a cocky bastard about it, of like, you still owe me money. And I'm like, that is not someone I want to be a ranger. This is something that he should have grown out of before he was given the ranger powers. But I don't know. I don't really like him. There's not a whole lot of character development. I feel like I don't really know any of them. Like, Kendricks to me is probably the least built up right now. But yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3 just because so much new content about the Zords and the Rangers themselves. Hopefully we'll get into character development. For those of you in the chat, what did you guys say?
Well, we got Franco says all 3 episodes 4.5.
Nice.
Then we keep going, moving on a little bit more. Then he actually changes it. He says all 3 get a 4. Jonathan says he'll give it a 3. Metal Ryan Cluster says 3. Larry says 3.5. Cool. Then we have Jared Hodges who gives he still did all of the episodes of 3. Then we go to Mikey Nerd Talk, and he says 5, 2, and 2.5. So he's getting that level of, that's what those 3 episodes get. Layla says, my brain refuses to rate because it's still fried from work, out of 5.
I'm so sorry, girl.
I can relate.
I know, trust me.
I can relate. If I could take the camera off from where it's at, I would show you guys my room right now because it's empty, but it's a mess.
Oh, I understand.
I think everyone is a mess. I've been working like 12 to 14-hour days the last 2 weeks. It's crazy. We need to have a bench stream one of these days. And we'll be talking more at Lost Galaxy. We get the next 3 episodes. Hopefully a little more character development, but we are going to be starting at 6 o'clock, I believe, in just a few minutes. What's the next show?
Yeah.
Star Trek, right?
I might just because of how close we are to 6 right now. If I have to do any last minute tweaks to try and fix this internet from my side, if that does end up being the problem, we might be a few minutes late. But coming up at 6 o'clock, Joe and I will be discussing episode 3/4. That's the same episode of Star Trek Enterprise because the pilot counts as 1 instead of 2 episodes. unexpected. So check back with us for that if you have started watching Enterprise with us. And if you are a fan of wrestling, coming up at 8 o'clock tonight, you can catch the Illuminati Wrestling Order talking about the latest wrestling news. I don't know what that is because I don't really watch wrestling anymore.
Oh, you're missing out, man. There's a lot of good stuff right now, but it's fine.
But yeah, that's our lineup for tonight. Do we have anything else going on? Do we have Rage Cage?
No, not today.
Yeah, not today. Rage Cage is going to be moving over to
hopefully in
Instagram,
the
so that
future.
should
But
be
if you
coming
ever
up
have,
sometime in the next couple of weeks, I think.
all right, well, sounds good. Thanks so much, everyone, for tuning in to the Retro Ranger wrap up. We really appreciate you guys being here.
Thank you. And
Later, all.
All right, see you guys next week.